the utility he has. And this once again is facilitating the fact of what we talked about in the very first game. It's a game of utility versus a game of gunfights.
Yeah, it really is, right? Because for both of the teams, it's coming down to now just using what they know works best to try and pull through. But we have to remember that for Paratroops, what they know works best really has worked so well for them so far. So XTZ, they need to switch something up. And Harsh on the arena, I'm gonna keep my eyes on him because I do feel like Harsh wasn't at the same like insane Harsh level that we expect him to be, and I'm hoping that the Reina will be the cue for him to really switch on beast mode and just go feast mode on all of Paratroops. So we'll have to see now. XCZ Esports, they're gonna start on the defense. Paratroops on the attack. This first half is gonna mean so much aggressive because we know how comfortable Paratroops are in the attack, and we know which side we favor on Haven. So XCZ, they're gonna have to pull out all stops, make sure they reign strong, get that small eco boost, and get Psy on that operator ASAP.
Haven and Ops are a love story made to become true, and especially when Sai on that operator, he's going to be able to hold down sidelines on his own. And we have seen this coming out from a lot of the side of XEZ as well. That Sai solo holds down onto one of the sidelines, but at the same time, I would say, as you know for a fact, that Paratroops are opting for a much more utility-based meta. I would like Sai to stay with one of his teammates, ideally being Hirsch in a lot of these situations, because we had seen this from teams for the likes of Reckoning as well, where Reckoning they always opt to send Ayan and Razor down to a lot of the sidelines together, and this sort of combination allows them to be so potent. For example, if Ayan ever misses an operator shot, or let's say even if he does get an operator kill, he rarely will ever opt in for a dash shot because Razor is always present for him. Razor is always present to back him up in a lot of the situations, going for a secondary kill and then snowball the fight, moving on from there. And I'm really hoping that XCZ they also do the same because they're a much more gunfight favorite team. And when they want to take a lot of these gunfights, they need to stack up together. They need to go in for the refrags, go in for the double peak, go in for the triple peaks, allowing them to take these advantageous duels against the utility focused team being Paratroops.
Yeah, I mean, it really does come down to, as you said, right? Like the small nifty moves that you make, like the way Reckoning do it with Ayan and Razor. XCZ, they need to try and find that same level of not even team synergy, but like duo synergy within the team. Try and find those moments of control within your team in particular sites and hold strong on the defense. Now, remember, guys, hit that like button, show your support, and spam in the chat which team you think is going to pull it through. It's hashtag believe in Paratroops if you think it's going to be a 2-0, and hashtag beyond extreme if you think we're going to go on to that third map of Icebox. Now, the winner of this series will be going on to the second lower bracket finals, facing the loser of Godlike versus GE. So I'm looking forward to just each team pushing their way further. Winning this guarantees you that third position, and then looking forward to that guarantees you that grand finals. In finals weekend, it's everything on the line, and now it's gonna be Paratroops starting us off in the attacking side. The seaside utility all removed by Binks, baiting out Wimp here. Wimp is trying to hold down Garage and C at the same time, but this alarm pod down doesn't really have much information on that. C has to call for the rotation, and they are going to come out. This is facilitated by an aggressive push on the other side by Rexy holding down A long. A lot of information gained for the side of XTZ from Rexy, and using that information, they've held down C side, which is exactly where all the Paratroops is going. This could be disaster for Paratroops. He's not able to get the opening frag. It's going to be all down to Binks, and he's able to do a lot of damage, push them back. Binks with the entry, leading the charge for Paratroops on that siege.
You're out. Sorry, with a massive flight down here from the side of B. He held the angle for so long, but Hirsch, he's going to be able to get that one initial headshot, and now with 150 HP to work with, he's going to be the raid boss for the entire team, and he needs to lead this charge with Sai being tagged down to only 20 HP, I believe. He's on the red zone, and the turret does spot him out. Knows for a fact that one member is down here from the side of Garage, and no long control has been established. Everyone from the side of Paratroops, they're in position to go in for a lot of the plays, and if even with this smoke, it's going to be detrimental. The paranoia does go through, and with the jet smoke being now only 4.5 seconds, there's not really a lot of time to work with, especially with them having no scopes. They cannot go in for a lot of the open plays that they usually do. It's going to be Biggs coming in from the sideline, getting killed off his own. Hirsch doing the damage, but the half defuse cannot go through, and end it, and Biggs, they hold down the 4, they hold down the sightlines. And CA, you can feel the jet nerves coming in that situation because that smoke didn't even last a single second.
I feel they might be able to pull the round through, but the Paratroops, they're just very calm. They're like, hey, we have a long plant. We just have to survive long enough so that we can keep shooting, keep delaying. They're like, Hush, you can kill a couple of us, but the rest remain strong. They just peak slowly and slowly. Binks and Edit able to stretch out the round, pull off the win, and secure that pistol for Paratroops. Paratroops starting us off exactly where they left us in a dominant fashion. It's Binks with the entry and Kuzuri with the flank. This time it's going to be Kuzuri with the entry. All 5 members of Paratroops funneling onto the A side. 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐒 flashed and taken down. This is a quick anti-kill for Paratroops.
Ever so pristine. It's gonna be Hirsch with the Sheriff to see if he can do a little bit of damage, maybe find a kill of his own. But he may just bite off a bit more than he can chew with things in the white swing. He knows exactly where Hirsch is gonna be holding and just digs his head into the next dimension. And ladies and gentlemen, Paratroops, they're holding down the sidelines. It's gonna be Wimps getting the first initial kill down on the Binks, and Wimps with the second. He's making the difference with that ghosted hand. But how much is this going to help is the real question, because the turret, the football, everything's gonna be present. It's gonna be Ezzy being able to take that kill down on the side, leaving Wimp on his lonesome to do a little bit of damage economically. He's able to take off the shield of Edit in this situation with the ghost in hand, but he does get taken out immediately, taking us to a 0-2 scoreline. Is gonna be Paratroops, but CA, this was an eco round for their side, and now moving on forward, here is where the real game change is about to start, because it's the buy rounds for the side of XTZ.
Yeah, this is the buy for XTZ, and if they're able to win this without much damage to their economy, they could start looking to work towards that operator buy for Sai. Now, for Paratroops, they did lose a couple of members in that round, so those couple of members, you see Kuzuri and Binks, they're gonna be upgrading their guns, picking up the Phantom. And I really like this approach because essentially you put the better weaponry on the players that are gonna be leading the charge, playing the entry role for your team, allowing the rest of the members to push in with the Spectres where it doesn't really make as much of a difference. So this sort of approach could definitely work out for Paratroops. Now they have the runner back ready already in 3rd round. Kuzuri making use of his skills, picking up that ult top really well. Now able to get seaside control for his team. It's going to be Binks on the look. Binks waiting in that angle, finds one, looking for another down here. Binks versus 2. He will be taken down, but Binks bought so much time, got so much information for his team, giving away the positioning of both 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝒄 and Sai. Now all the Paratroops with this C-long plant are in this C lobby position. They have that alarm board ready to cover their back. They have their sight lines ready to cover the plant. It's just gonna be up to XTZ to try and hold on to the defuse and pull it off.
They should be able to mainly in this situation, but I may be speaking a bit too soon. It's gonna be Kuzuri from the sidelines getting so many kills of his own. Kuzuri with a triple kill straight through the smoke. He gets a quadra boot on a Sabi as well. The Phoenix making the difference in this situation. Paratroops with a dominant lead once again, even on the buy round of XTZ. They're cleaning up house, and they have guns to work with now as well, even with their inferior weaponry. They're able to win out the round, especially with Binks going on that lurk and getting that kill down onto Hirsch. Made sure that no one was going to be able to contest down here from the side of C-Long, mainly because you want that flash in your favor no matter what. And not having that flash, you cannot take C-Long control, allow Kuzuri to just be like, hey boys, I'm just gonna hold mouse 1 and W and I'm gonna kill all of them.
Aggressive. I think I know why Kuzuri is so damn good on the Phoenix. If I noticed correctly on his camera, he has a hand warmer next to him. His hands are literally on fire.
My God,
maintaining the heat in his gameplay through the hand warmer on that side, perfectly just able to take advantage of the agent he's playing with the person he is to find the perfect synergy. But now coming back to this round, you see XTZ, they've garnered a huge advantage considering it is their eco, but the retake going to be very difficult considering that they don't have the weapons, so they need to push through. Now Wimp using that turret really well to pick up one.
God.
Every map picks up a turret kill. What? The 6th man of Paratroops, that turret will help secure the 4-0 round for Paratroops. I mean, damn. What? Every round, every map he gets a turret kill? Like what? How?
The turret is the true MVP of this situation. Honestly, tell me, we love that turret so much. It's gonna be the 6th member for the side of Paratroops. Make sure you sign up that turret, whichever team is gonna be picking it up. But still, moving on to this matchup, we need to break down what exactly happened in this round. Yes, of course, this was an eco round for the side of XTZ, but Paratroops, knowing that this was an eco round, opted to go in for that A push. And when you're opting to go in for that A push, you know for a fact that your opponents are probably going to be playing a lot of the shotgun angles. So you have a lot of the utility to bait it out. You have the Raze, you have the Phoenix, you have the Killjoy, all of the moldy lineups are present. As you stated before, Xhade is one of those players that we know and love to have a lot of lineups when it comes to his maps, and he was able to use those lineups down to perfection, clearing out Cubby, allowing Missouri to only worry about one singular angle in a lot of those situations, and then just rushing down into a side, being able to take control, get that plant, and get that spike off, and get all the kills, taking us to a 0-4 scoreline. But on this round, it seems as though Hirsch, he's gonna answer with his own calling. He gets the first initial kill, and the lockdown is gonna be ready as well, coming out from the side of Win.
Side control being taken, the lockdown, as you said, ready. XTZ push on the retake. But the second run it back for Kuzuri in this map so far. 5th round, he's already pulled off 2. Gonna delay that retake for as long as possible. But XTZ, they're able to take the side control. Kuzuri does get detained, and XTZ, they have a lot of time. The plant not entirely open, so a difficult situation for all of Paratroops to hold it down. It's gonna be Xhade picking up a couple though. Now Rexy and Sai pushing through, taking them down, so easy last man standing. He won't be able to do much. Wimp with the kill, and XTZ with the fighting push back, making sure to not give up this round, because not only was this their buy round, this was the round that Sai had picked up the operator. So losing this round would hurt severely on their economy. They're able to make sure that they keep their economy in check, just stabilize the flow of that cash, and push Paratroops back a step, not give them too much momentum in their favor, keep them in check. Now, for me, I think what I want to see now from Paratroops is how do you just upset this entire flow? How do you specifically take down Sai on the operator? Because whenever you leave Sai on the operator unchecked, he's continuously able to find the first bloods and tilt the entire round in his team's favor.
Now, that question I would say would be lying on a lot on Kuzuri, because having those flashes in his favor is going to be the main issue that Sai will have. But Sai is one of those players that even if he gets flashed, he gets a lot of the kills, mainly because of how good his timings are. But moving on to this round, you need to look at Hirsch, because Hirsch has such an aggressive position moving out. And he's going to be able to get 2 kills with such an aggressive positioning. Hirsch, he's making the difference down here from the side of A Long. Ladies and gentlemen, with him chiming in from the sidelines down on a B. He gets 1 kill on the bigs, and Hirsch, he has the spike in his control. It's going to be Xhade being able to take him out, but he's going to call order as Sai comes in with the operator to take down Edit, leaving Xhade on his lonesome to go down in this 1 versus 4, especially with the operator in hand. Xhade, he goes in for the wide swing, causing Sai to miss the shot. Good movement coming out from him, but Sammy's gonna be coming in from the back lane with the spray of his own. Gets that kill onto Xhade, taking him out, and it's gonna be a comeback coming out from the side of CZ, taking us to a 2-4 score.
Huge round for XTZ Esports, now able to win another round, really start hurting the economy from the side of Paratroops. In this next round, Paratroops, they're gonna have to go for the buys altogether, with maybe a couple of light shields coming through, meaning this is the last full buy round they get if they do lose this round. Also, winning the round, getting all the kills in their favor for XTZ means that the ultimates are starting to come online on their favor. You see the Empress ready for Harsh, the From the Shadows ready for Sami, and these ults are the ones to keep your eye on to tilt the round's favor in your advantage. Now for the side of Paratroops, that lockdown is ready, and expect them to use that lockdown to push forward in this round. They're going for a classic C-long push, try to get that long slant and then play on the basis of that. You can see already Xhade with the spike. He's going to be one going for the plant. The rest of the Paratroops taking up the post-plant position, waiting in the long angles. Spam going through for XTZ, and you think Spinks would have been able to find the kill, but not able to get the trigger on time, meaning Harsh with the first blood, and now XTZ with the control able to push into sight. Paratroops putting all of their bets in one basket, trying to hold it down from the long angle.
It's gonna be a dangerous thing that they're trying to pull off, but it's gonna be ended down with the Hunter's Fury, especially with the lockdown being present as well. They get on going for the first utility use, and it's just so good! Coming up from the side of Paratroops, and the damage has already been done, and they have such a forward position. Rexy, he's holding down the sideline. It's gonna be Rexy making the difference, especially with Sai holding down the sidelines. But it's gonna be ended. Trying to go in for the plays, he needs to get this kill. He's not gonna be able to hit that shot in time. Sai With the last second heroics is able to come out on top, but that was too close. XTZ, they pull out a miracle, and they pull out a miracle out of absolutely nowhere at this point.
God, last minute, if Eric had peaked a second earlier, that round would have gone in their favor. But let's break this entire thing down. You see, all of Paratroops choosing to go long down to the C lobby area, playing the C long angle, putting all of their eggs in one basket. It works out pretty well at the start. Eric pulling out the Hunter's Fury early, I thought that was a bad move, but he pulls only one charge, waits to get through the other two, meaning that when all of XTZ push into that C-long area, he's able to pick up a couple kills, and then picking up Rexy as well in that 1v1 side with the nerves of steel, pulling through to defuse and dashing out in time, meaning that not only does he get the round, but saves his life as well. Now for Paratroops, they're going to try to pull it back, go once again for an aggressive 5-man stack, and this is what has me a little concerned, because going for a 5-man push again and again on Haven does start hurting your odds a little bit, because it really does play into the hands of the defenders, where they don't have to look for those multiple angles. Talking about playing into the hands of defenders, you walk into that off sideline of side, you're going down. It's a 2-man advantage for XTZ. Paratroops caught on.
I really wanted to see this coming out from the side of Sai and Whip, and they seem to be the dynamic duo in a lot of these situations. Even if Sai gets a kill, he can just back on out with Whip taking the immediate swing on
One
to get a
enemy
refrag.
remaining.
But it's going to be Kazuri coming out from the sidelines, being able to get that kill on the Rexy. But Sami answers back once again. And as you stated, CA, on the map of Haven, you cannot afford
30
to
seconds
go
left.
in for a lot of these 5-man rushes. And here's where you're going to be hurting. Especially now, in this case, Edit, he does have the spike, so there is still a chance that he can come out on top in this engagement down in this one versus 3. He's opting to go in for a long fight, throws out the recon ball to see if there's anyone near from the side of Garage, but it's only now that the side of XTZ, they're walking on in. But this kill is going to be super important coming out from the side of Edit. A lot of information has already been given away because of the turret being present, but Edit, he's making the difference. He's getting the kills, but he's not going to be able to find a spray down on Sami to take him out. The Vandal spray just is a little bit too hard to control at those longer ranges. Compared to the Phantom, he gets taken out immediately, and it's going to be XTZ making it even Stevens on the scoreboard, once again taking us to a 4-4 scoreline.
Wow, that Edit almost pulled it through. He got a lineup and was able to get the shots through, but not able to find the kills because it were body shots at the end, meaning that XTZ instead ended up finding the round. And it's, as we said, like, you really cannot afford to 5-man stack on Haven, because it plays into the hands of the defenders in the fact that they don't have to worry about the size of the map entirely. Just we need to worry about winning the gunfights, and playing in that way, not only does it play into the hands of the defenders generally, but plays into the hands of a team like XTZ who want you to take their gunfights with them, who excel in those individual gunfights. So Paratroops, they need to go back to that utility-based approach, which was able to find them the dominant win in map 1. Try their best to pull off the flushing out the angles, finding the pockets of control across the map, and then using that to push in. But look at this, it's Wimp with the aggressive push. You cannot afford to do that as a Killjoy. All the Sentinels utility down with Wimp going down, meaning an easy B-side push for XTZ, for Paratroops. They're able to get the plant, and now XTZ stuck on the retake. You'll see a B-side plant coming through, the Nanostorm grenade setup as well. But I'm going to look at Kuzuri and brings both of these duelists playing in the side to try and delay as long as possible, allow their core teammates to then play for
He has such a beautiful position of his own to work with, uses the running back to see if he can get a little bit of life to work with, but it's going to be such a being able to hit the daggers, and the daggers missing in that situation is going to be the detrimental factor. Kazuri with a double kill, coming out massive on his own situation. That round could have gone south real quick if Sai was able to get those kills down on the Kazuri, but him with the double kill, and of course, Xhade coming in from the back. The dynamic duo of Xhade and Kazuri still holding strong. They're able to close out that round. That was super close though. Paratroops, they nearly could have lost that.
It really did come down to this moment. We're gonna see here Kuzuri's like, you know what, my ult animation does not allow me to equip a gun immediately, but I can't move. So I'm gonna move out of the way. Even though he's blinded, he's able to dodge those knives in the right time. Sai not landing those meant that Kuzuri holding that position for so long, allowing the rest of his teammates to push through, from that B window angle, pick up the rest of the kills and secure the round for Paratroops. Just when you think the comeback was on for XTZ, Paratroops like, no, take back the lead in their favor and push back, trying to establish a dominant advantage. Now, they're going to go for this B-side execute again. They're like, it worked once, why change what worked? Using that firewall to separate the sides altogether. It's Kuzuri on the entry frag. I really like the usage of the firewall. Very proactive. Now, doesn't give away any information of his positioning. Gonna try to take down Rexy on the Hunter's Fury and gonna do just that. One kill for Kuzuri, looking for more. Will get taken down by Sami though. Now, the lockdown for both of the teams coming through. They will negate each other and end up working for Paratroops more than XTZ, because more time delayed, the better for Paratroops. Now, all of Paratroops, they've grouped up onto this window side, so Ninja Diffuse definitely on the cards. It's going to be Vim going for that, but now the Paranoia coming out. They're holding on to the Molly for so long, but the Molly does get taken down with Recon revealing all their positions. It's Paratroops pushing in aggressively. Eric with one and Easy with another. The crossfire setup for each other. They'll take down Sai as well, and what a chaotic round. But chaos is the name of the game for Paratroops.
Last player standing.
Paratroops are one of those teams, you can see the smiles on their faces. They are going to be laughing it off. That was super close. He had the alarm bot in hand, and Hirsch clearly got that kill, but Ezzy was there to back up his teammate to make sure that he was not going to die. But the utility usage coming out so well, none of the members were wasting a lot of their bullets. You can see in a lot of these situations that they just shot a couple of rounds because this plant position is so secure. There are only two ways, that you can go in for the defuse. You can either go on the right side or on the left, and you can see in a lot of these situations that Xhade was spamming on the left, Ezzy was spamming on the right. This made sure that there were no angles to be covered, and of course Edit, when he had that recon mode in hand, knew for a fact that he can go in for a check. There's gonna be an army coming on down from the side of C-Long, but Resky and Hurt, they're making the damage, they're dealing what they can, but faced with a double kill with a showstopper coming out from the sidelines. It's gonna be Edit coming out with his own headshot, and the rounds are so hectic, CA. They're ending so quick, coming out from the usage of the utility from the side of Paratroops.
Wonder, right? Like, for me, every single round we've seen, with the exception of the first round where Kuzuri went for the flank, besides that round, every single round that we've seen Paratroops play very, like, straightforwardly. They go for a specific side push because they understand that they're very strong with the approach. They go for that side push, they're able to take control, and I do wonder if XTZ is not even why XTZ is not adapting to this, because what I would have liked to see is more of a gamble. You can try to 3-stack a particular side, go on that A side entirely or that C side entirely, then play for the retake on the other, and use that factor to completely play mind games with Paratroops, force them to reevaluate their strength. But Binks, what is that game sense? Smoke Criminal, Binks picks up the first kill for Paratroops. It's gonna be a B-side execute once again. This is what I'm talking about. You cannot run standard setups against a team that is so skilled at dismantling those setups. Paratroops taking control of B. They defy all the odds. They're like, B-side is the easiest to retake. Don't worry, we'll show you why B-side is the easiest to hold.
It's gonna be such a good hole coming up from the side of Kazuri. Once again, Biggs, he gets a triple kill to the same, and Kazuri, he's playing the mind games on Hirsch. Goes in, spots out the shoulder of Kazuri, and it's gonna be a 1 versus 2 situation. But Biggs, he has his own nade available. They're not gonna be able to go in for an infuse just yet. Hirsch, he needs to buy this time. But with the nade being present, he's wasting so much of it. And Zayn comes in from the sidelines to clean it all up. The post plan so clean. Kazuri holding down the fort from the back of B. Made sure that the defense needs to worry about the frontal side. They need to worry about the vertical gameplay that could come out from the side of Binks. And Binks was playing absolute mind games with all of them. Binks, first of all, wraps around, goes inside of B, takes aggressive control of A-Link, gets 1 kill, backs off, goes back down to B-Link, C-Link, sorry. Goes back down to C-Link and then gets another kill there, and then backs off down into window, getting the return kill coming out from the side of Garage, allowing Kazuri to just be like, hey guys, I'm gonna be chilling down on the back of CT, back of B, sorry, and cause a lot of, be a thorn in their sides. As soon as Binks runs away, they're all trying to get that kill onto Binks, allowing Kazuri to get those insustaining double frags before he gets taken out himself.
Paratroops, you thought XTZ would have pulled it back. They went from 4-0 to then 4-4, but from 4-4, it's a 4-round win streak for Paratroops. It's 4s all around. So making it now an 8-4 scoreline in the favor of Paratroops. XTZ, they need this pistol round against everything. You lose this pistol round, you basically hand over double digits to Paratroops. So XTZ, they need to pull this through. But look at Kazuri, he loves lurking in the shadows, and his positioning combined with Easy in the back of the site is gonna get them this 1-for-1. Now all of Paratroops pushing through on the retake. They're like, you wanna take that B side? Show us how to play on the retake. We'll show you how it's done. But Wimp with the Molly grenade able to take one down, and Rexy with another. XTZ holding on strong and doing so really well. Now 2v1 in the favor of XTZ Esports is down to Xhade to pull it off. Just 20 HP left for him. Has his turret ready though. He's gonna get information of one person is gonna get one nice right click. Xhade looking for the clutch, doesn't have much HP. Xhade versus Sami. It'll be Sami with the frenzy securing it for XTZ Esports. I mean, aggressive. This has gone from a calculated game to a full-on just gladiator brawl. All of their teams, they just like go, 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 and they just go ham on those gunfights. Each player really shining, but it's where you can see for XTZ Esports, maybe the attacking side really bringing out the best in them. They're able to pull off this pistol round, now looking for the next.
This round was so hectic, but we can break it down really well as well. Like, initially we saw this execution coming out from the side of Paratroops, and XTZ, they're opting to go in for the same execute down onto the B side. Normally, I'm the type of person that will say that the B side execute is not really favored whenever you're playing on your pistol rounds, but it seems that these two teams, they're proving me wrong. This B side execute is just so potent when it comes to those pistols if you know exactly how to play it. If you can play your sightlines, especially with the frenzies being present, you can have that automatic weapon in your favor to go in for the spams, and when you can control the frenzy recoil that well, they can opt to go in for these B executes. But at the same time, you need to give it to the side of the defense because of the way they were able to handle it, even with the fast rush coming on through. And Xhade with his turret placement, once again coming out clutch. He's using that turret so well, and this just goes to showcase that how high of a skill ceiling that Killjoy can have. Yes, the skill floor is quite low, but the skill ceiling is really high. Using that turret to as like a body, as like an information tool, and then going in for the peaks, going in for those right click headshots with the classic, he was able to come out on top of a lot of the engagements. And Sami, with his expert positioning, was able to get that 1-up advantage. In that situation, if Sami actually played from the side of window or played from the side of crate, he would have been taken out, because there is no way that he would have been able to go in for a lot of the plays with the frenzy that he could have at that close range.
Yeah, Sami's positioning definitely really clutch for them to be able to pull off that round. But Xhade, man, the classic right clicks that this guy is able to pull off on point. So I'm just excited for all of the gunplay we're going to see, because it really does look like both of the teams, they've just ramped up a notch, really bringing the fire to the map now. In map 1, it was much more dominant, but map 2, so much closer here. So we'll see if for XTZ Esports, they're able to utilize their favorite side on the attacking to really push back. For now, though, damn, this is turning out to be a really lit series. And if you're enjoying it, hit that like button, show your support, subscribe as well, and check out the links in the description below uh, to get some amazing discounts for yourself. For now, Aggressive, going back to the game, I do want to ask you, like, there is one key difference in composition between both of these teams, which is for Paratroops, now in the defense, as compared to XEZ, they have that raise on Binks. The raise makes it much easier to try and hold down that garage area especially, but the garage area is where the Phoenix ideally likes to play. So for me, I'm wondering, how does Paratroops try and juggle this? How do they try and adapt to XTZ's gameplay? Because right now XTZ, they've seemed to have try and push through the same way Paratroops did, which is this aggressive pushes all the way through, get that spike planted, then play for the post.
I would say that Paratroops should be opting to play a lot more for the retake scenarios, because their retake potential is a lot more stronger in comparison to their whole potential. Because with the Wraith being present, you can go in for a lot of those nade plays. Let's say if Binks throws a nade from the side of from the side of A lane on the B side when they're opting to go into A, or he can throw in a nade to deny the plant at the very initial stages, force them to plant in an unfavorable position, or just let go of the site entirely. I want to see Paratroops not fight for the fight to deny the plant, instead play for the retake scenario, flush out a lot of the angles that the defenders that the attackers can hide in when they're going in for that post plant, and then take those 1-up advantage tools that we saw them take on the map of Byte. They never really played for the gunfights, and I'm really hoping to see that they carry over the same strategies onto the map of Haven. And we are seeing that coming out in a lot of their rounds, the way that they're able to flush out a lot of utility, but at the same time, you can see that they're shifting more towards the gunfight flavor strategies that we saw previously coming out from the side of Paratroops. And I do believe that XTZ on that department have a lot more coordination when it comes to just pure on gunfighting brawls.
Yeah, definitely. So Parachutes, we hope that they'll go back to the defensive hold sort of strategy. It's not about giving the site entirely, I'd say. More like, as you said, trying to use the utility you have in your favor, like the hot hands, the grenades, to delay the plant as long as possible, hold the site and try to do some damage, but at the same time, give it up if it's a fast rush, then play for the retake. All about maintaining your health bars and your advantages while taking away the same from your opponents. But what I think is really important to such a strategy, which also plays into what Paratroops like, is the idea of making risky calls. Like the way you can see their setup now, they're expecting a seaside push, so a multi-man stack on that seaside. This is the sort of plays I wanted XTZ to make. So I'm curious to see if it does end up working out for Paratroops, because you have to make calls like this and then choose to play on the retake, believing in your team's capability to like just surprise the opponents entirely and grab that now on the base attack. Now Sai, he able to spot out the shoulder of 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐒, pick up one, and through the smoke, pick up another. It's Sai picking up the double kill, and now Harsh following up with another. XTZ in control of this anti-eco.
They have all the control in their favor. Ladies and gentlemen, down in this 5 versus 2, there is not much that I do believe that Xhade and Edit can do to survive this onslaught coming on in. The turret does spot out one, but Hirsch with a free fire gets that kill down on the Xhade. But Edit, he's able to get one kill down on the Sami, get a little bit of extra credits in the bank because he opted to buy this gold. But it's going to be Sai coming in from the side of Garage, pulling him up. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be another round on the board for the side of XTZ. But see, you have to remember, this was the eco round for the side of Paratroops, and now on their gun rounds, especially for the fact that now they have the gun advantage for a lot of their players, I'm looking to see what they're going to be bringing down to the table when it comes to the defensive hold. Will they be opting to take control of the entire map like we would normally expect the team to do when it comes to the map of Haven, or will they be playing it defensively and playing for the retakes instead?
I mean, now the buy round, as you said, it is the most important. But I do see a couple of light shields for the side of XTZ, a Bulldog and a couple of Spectres being carried over. So for XTZ, basically no investment made whatsoever, just in those shields. This is a free round for them. So if they're able to pick it up, I could see Sai picking up that attacking operator too. And that would be the perfect way for them to really push through on this comeback. Now, Paratroops will see aggressive if what we talked about does come into action, because this time they've left Xhade on that Killjoy to hold down the C site and garage area by his lonesome, relying on him to be able to stack this A site now and pushing Binks to play the ceiling garage, ceiling B site area, try and deny the plant as much as possible. Now 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐒 with the aggressive push down the Shaz, he'll spot our site, deny his tailwind, and now get the information to his team that, hey, I spotted side leaving the A site area, which means it's likely they're rotating over to C or going for that mid push. You can see Easy having left A now, he's holding down B link, waiting for the site 9 down at mid, and he's gonna spot Harsh coming out with his Lear real soon. Harsh pushing in now, it's gonna be
30 seconds
for that B
left.
site.
Clearly thread the needle. I do not believe that Eddie was able to spot out one on the rank. It's going to be Tommy with all of his members being able to hold down the side, and the damage is to be done. But Xhade straight to the smoke gets one kill down on the Rexy, but Big B gets tagged down to only 39 HP, and they're all opting to play for the long-handed angle. And how much this long angle is going to be helping them is going to be Edit going in for the swing down on the side, being able to take it out. And ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a 3 versus 4 retake situation, especially with Edit bumping out the Hunter's Fury to see if he can do a little bit of damage. He knows exactly where Hirsch is going to be at. Goes in for the peek, and it's going to be 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐒 from the side, has been Xhade picking up a kill for himself as well. It's going to be 3 versus 1 situation, and Hirsch, he gets spammed through into oblivion from the side of Window, and he gets taking us to a 6-9 scoreline. It's going to be the side of Paratroops.
A huge round going in the favor of Paratroops, meaning that they're able to win the buy, keep control of their eco, and push forward with now a 3-round lead in their advantage. For XTZ Esports, so that was the 3 rounds, so they look towards the next with the investments in their guns to push it through. And you can see the way like Paratroops play, right? They do exactly what we want them to. They play for that retake, but they do it while getting as much damage they can when XTZ going for the side push. That sort of approach, more a utility focused approach, plays into the hands of Paratroops, able to secure their round. Now we'll see if it does change through in this round. You see Edit with the recon bolt, he did reveal a bunch of members of XTZ now going to reposition himself into the heaven area, trying to hold down the A side by himself. A B stack for 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐒 and Easy, meaning Xhade and Brinks holding down that garage area. It's Edit on his lonesome at A, and that's where XTZ, they've set their sights on. XTZ trying to push in. Now the Lear from Harsh will reveal their push, and they go in aggressively, taking side control. Edit, he's not going to reveal himself just yet, using the drone to try and get as much information as possible, able to spot out multiple members. And now the Killjoy ultimate coming down for Xhade. It's 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐒 on the flank, and the rest of Paratroops ready for the retake.
Kill down on Xhade, but the kill by Lockdown is gonna be able to take too. 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐒 and Ezzy running on in, and they're gonna be able to find the bodies down. It's gonna be Side finally taking out 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐒, but how much can he do in this situation, especially with the spam coming on down? Sami is holding down the trigger, but with only one bullet left, his twin brother goes in for the swing to take him out. Ezzy coming in from the sidelines. And I do believe that they could not run away because of the side of heaven being completely open.
Yep.
That window being open in that situation meant that Rexy was stuck in the side of graffiti. He could not go anywhere. And I do believe that he used the dismiss a bit too early. Could not dodge out the ultimate coming out from the side. Could not dodge out the lockdown in that situation, causing this to happen. It seems as though XTZ just struggled when it came to the pressure of the lockdown coming out from the side of Xhade.
I mean, I really have to say, when you're going for the aggressive seaside push, there cannot be a single moment where that heaven area is not smoked out, giving so much time for Binks to pull off that boom bot as well as the grenade, really opening that window sight line, as you said, not allowing XTZ to leave the site. They end up getting detained, forced into this long position. The only members who weren't detained, they just end up denied the entire post-plant scenario, not playing in their hands whatsoever. Now XTZ, they're going to be forced onto a semi-buy or Nico situation. I think it is a semi-buy, which is Side playing on his ultimate. He's missed a couple of knives already though, and with no shields to his name. It's XTZ trying to hard commit to A side. For Paratroops, they're already here, and they have positions where they can stay in the site and dodge out that lockdown. It's Edit playing in from the heaven area, now using the shock darts to get a lot of damage done. Edit holding down now with his drone, gonna get a lot of information for his team. The running back gonna be pushed through for 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐒, and the synergetic use of these abilities, meaning 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐒, the man up front, getting those kills with the help of the information built up by the Sova. The recon bolt down at A long, and they know exactly where they are. Edit will win the battle against his clone, pick one up, and a beautiful retake for Paratroops will secure that 11th round.
Gonna be able to, if Side could just pull out a miracle in this situation, but it seems that there's not gonna be that. It's gonna be a flawless round on the board for the side of Paratroops, taking it to a 6-11 scoreline. Again, the dominant fashion of Paratroops coming on in. And CA, we talked about this before, and I was expecting them to go in for a lot of the retakes there, and the retakes are just so clean because of all of the utility being present. 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐒 himself with the running back was able to just clear out 3 angles on his own, and especially with the hot hands coming out at the very end, blocking off the push that could come out from the side of short, meant that Ezzy could just take a really easy fight down onto Hirsch, take him out, and then immediately go in for the swing down on the short, because someone is gonna try and go in for the refrag. All of this coming into the favor of Paratroops just meant that they had that one-up advantage in their favor. But this time around, it's gonna be Edit going in for the fakes, but knows for a fact that the Sova Rexy is gonna be playing down from the side of. He's holding down the sidelines, and this one fight could be the deciding factor. It's gonna be 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐒 getting the first initial kill down onto Wimp, and with no Killjoy, no turret to work with, this round is just gonna get even more harder because the flanks are now open.
Now, XTZ, they've already lost one man. They had to go for the force buys. They don't want to play for overtime. So the economy already hurting. But Paratroops, they're not giving them any room. No mercy from Paratroops. They're closing down from every single angle. It's Kuzuri with the mid push getting one. Now, Sami able to trade it back though, meaning the mid side open. But this is just a bait for them to walk into the hands of Paratroops. It's Edit and easy picking up one kill. Sai, last man standing, 1 versus 3. Doesn't know where anyone is and is going to walk into the hands of Binks. Match point for Paratroops.
Out of charges.
XTZ Esports, no
Match
mercy
point.
given whatsoever. Damn, Paratroops, they're being clinical here.
You have to give it to Biggs as well to go in for the fake satchel. He opted to throw out the satchel, then he didn't actually jump out on top. He made that sound that he actually went up on top, but he just stayed down on the bottom, creeped in into the smoke, where he knows for a fact that Sai is going to be walking around it. Then immediately he reads Sai's minds, because whenever you hear a satchel come out from a side of a raise, you expect them to go up into the high ground angle. But Biggs playing the massive mind game, so they will take that round off the board as well. And Kuzuri, ever so consistent when it comes to his aim and when it comes to his playstyle. He's able to get those reads on the opponents, knowing for the fact of how XTZ like to play. They like to establish map control, but how will you establish map control if we're taking map control ourselves? But it's used the Hunter Fury has been bought from the side of Edit, but the Edit is going to be completely alone. But he's able to take down one with the Hunter's Fury before he goes down himself, with the A side being completely taken over by the side of XTZ.
Now, XTZ, they did get a 1-for-1 trade, able to get the plant in a long plant situation and play for that post plant. But Paratroops, they have the showstopper ready. Binks, he's gonna bring the party to them, take down Hush, clear out the heaven angle, and pull out his gun for another. Binks with the moves, pulls out triple, and Binks now looking to secure it all. It's Xhade with that final kill. 13-6, the captain really pushing through. Binks on fire, Paratroops 13-3, 13-6, and you can see how jubilant and how happy they are.
You can see them jumping out of their chairs. Binks is laughing and Xhade is like, we did it, boys. We made it happen. And ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be Paratroops moving on forward. It's going to be a 2-0 dominant scoreline for their side. First, it was a 3-13, and now it is a 6-13. They are holding down the fort, ladies and gentlemen. And we have to look at the scoreboards at this time around. It is going to be Kuzuri popping off in this situation with 21 kills, 303 ACS, and Binks falling close behind on 258 on 17 and 12. The duelists